I was unhealthy, I was addicted to cocaine, and that was my first taste in many years of looking after myself, eating well, sleeping well. And after that period, I managed to get 62 days clean and sober. I want to serve people, I want to have fun and adventure, and I want to build assets, and I want to have purpose. And in order to do that, I believe you've got to look after yourself, the mind, body, spirit, be mindful what you're putting in your body. Health and wellness to me is looking after yourself on a daily basis and focusing in on what I call the triangle, the mind, body and spirit, and then being in the center of that triangle. And when the dots are connected, you can become anyone that you want to become. And we don't know how long we've got, but I want to live life to the maximum fullest.
Hello everybody, I'm Hannah Green. I'm a Lyme Disease Recovery coach, and I'm here today hosting the Dealmaker podcast with Liam Ryan, who's a wealth and property expert. And today we're going to be talking about health and wellness, which is something I know Liam is really into.
Great, cool. Looking forward to talking about this, because health and wellness is definitely something that has changed my life. So yeah, pick my brain and let's go for it.
Okay, well the first question I think is, what does health and wellness mean to you?
Good question. So really, health and wellness to me is looking after yourself on a daily basis and focusing in on what I call the triangle, which is the mind, body and spirit, and then being in the center of that triangle. And when the dots are connected, you can become anyone that you want to become. That's really health and wellness for me.
Okay, so have you gradually learned about health and wellness? Where did you get your knowledge from?
Yeah, it's a good... I feel that the knowledge for me has come through pain and through not looking after myself. So I was really active at school. I loved playing sports. I enjoyed football. And then at the age of 17, 18, I was introduced to alcohol and pints, and then vodka, and then rum, and then cocaine, and then ecstasy. And very quickly I became a daily user of alcohol, cocaine and drugs. And in my early 20s, I was super successful, made my first million by the time I was 21. I was living overseas, I had a good business, I was in lead generation, but I was partying hard. You know, like literally in my early mid-20s, I could go up all night, I would party hard for days on end. And at that age, it was, you know, I was in circles where it was acceptable and I didn't think anything of it. And then in my mid-20s, as I start 25, 26, 27, I'm like, oh, this is a problem, because I want to stop, but I can't stop. And then it's affecting my mood, and then it's affecting who I am. And then what happened when I was in 2005, this would have been, so 2005, I took 50 of my staff members over to Ibiza for a celebration. We had a fantastic quarter, and I almost lost my life. And I flew back from Ibiza straight to rehab.
Wow.
So I went to the Priory in Chelmsford.
Yep.
I did 28 days in the Priory, and I was overweight, I was unhealthy, I was addicted to cocaine. And that was my first taste in many years of looking after myself, eating well, sleeping well. And after that period, I managed to get 62 days clean and sober.
Wow.
And then I relapsed, and that led me on to another couple of years of using. And then I went back into rehab in 2008. Knew that wasn't enough time, so I went to South Africa and went to secondary treatment and moved over to South Africa for 3.5 years. And then I come back to England or come back to Spain, and I'd use again. And then I moved back to Spain, had a big use up, September 25th, 2011. That was the last time that I used alcohol and cocaine. But already through rehab in South Africa, I started to want to look after myself. So I would do morning walks. I learned how to surf. I ate good food. And that was really the start of wanting to lose weight. At one point in 2008, I'm 30 years of age or something like this. And, I'm 95 kilos and I'm overweight. I'm like the fat boy.
I can't imagine that.
No, I was like the fat boy, right?
Yeah.
I go from being the slim kid to the fat boy. And then, here I am today, feeling, really good. Yeah.
Amazing. So that is quite a journey.
Yeah.
Quite a journey to run in parallel with, your road to success as well. So again, do you think those dark times, has that really pushed you forwards? And I suppose once you learn about health and wellness and you start to feel really good, then that can accelerate your success.
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously I was successful. I had a great business while I was using drugs and alcohol. But, the crash came and I lost that business. And then, luckily I've been able to start over again. So I've always been that born entrepreneur. But for sure, not using drugs and alcohol, having a good diet, looking after myself, definitely excels success because you've got a clear mind. Everything in my life, and I believe everyone's life, and when you speak to people that used to use drugs or alcohol and somehow now they don't, which is not many people, to be fair, most drug addicts and alcoholics die. So every day I've got a new lease of life. But when you talk to these people, everyone will choose no drugs and alcohol and a sober life because you're just more focused, you're more disciplined, you're able to do a lot more. So a lot of people will have a glass of wine or they'll eat crap food because they get that sense of comfort for a short while. I don't really have that ability because I'm an alcoholic, so I can't just go and sniff a couple of lines or have a glass of wine. So I suppose, what do I then do, right, to unwind? Well, do stuff with the kids, go on nice holidays, get to the gym, work, all that type of stuff. But definitely health and well-being, I believe, will accelerate your results in property, in business and entrepreneurship, 100% hands down.
Okay, so that's a crucial factor.
I believe it helps,
Yeah. So once you found yourself more in the centre of the mind, body, soul triangle, do you find that radiates out and that influences your friends and family and your clients as well?
I would say at this stage, are my children in the gym? Ida, who's 19, my wonderful daughter, no, she doesn't go to the gym.
No.
Does she eat the best that she probably could? Probably not. She's 19, right? My boy Charlie, because I'm a health freak, he's not necessarily, but I think I am having a positive impact for sure. But then if we look at my wonderful wife Holly, she's the complete opposite to me. She is not that disciplined in certain areas of her life. My wife Holly doesn't work to a diary schedule, you understand, and that works for her, right? She's carefree. It's okay, well, whatever, and that's also cool. But I definitely feel that it does radiate out, but people will do what people do. But clients have told me, if we look at Phil Elder, one of my great partners and one of the great mentors within Assets for Life, he doesn't drink anymore. He's into fitness. He's doing ultra marathon this year. If you look at Sam and Oliver and people in my organisation, people are pretty tuned into their fitness and to their health and well-being.
That's what I've noticed.
And I think if they see me do that, that's definitely having a positive impact on them. And as I build my empires and as I'm talking to my 47, I'm really big on the mindset, and I can't force people to do anything they don't want to do. But if I lead by example, then hopefully people see that, and then I can have a positive impact on them for sure.
Brilliant. So what's your daily routine in terms of health and wellness?
Great, good. So I'll always aim to try and get 8 hours sleep. For me, that just seems to be the amount of time that I need, 7 to 8 hours. So I think sleep and rest is just as important as getting to the gym, because you need your body and your cells to recover. So getting a good amount of sleep. People say, oh, I live on 2 hours of sleep. I don't know if that works for you, great, but I think that's going to catch up with you at some point in the future. It's not enough time to detox. And I know you're huge into wellness, having suffered with Lyme disease. So for me, it's about getting good amount of sleep. Exercise is essential for me. 4 to 6 litres of water a day. Now
That's a lot.
I do drink the odd Diet Coke or Coke Zero, which I know is not good for me.
No, but people like to hear that,
Yeah, I know I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I really try to drink a lot of water. I will have my BCAAs when I train. I will have my
What's BCAA?
Don't really know. BCAAs. Amino acids, there we go.
Okay.
Branched chain amino acids. Of course I know. Of course I know.
Yeah,
Branched chain
okay.
amino acids, right?
Yeah.
And then I will have my, AG1 or my green powder. I'll have that every single day. And then I try and eat a well-balanced diet of healthy carbohydrates, fats and proteins.
Yeah.
I'm on a calorie-controlled diet. Not that I weigh everything out and I'm not 100%, but I'll try and have a balanced diet for sure. I'll also have, I go for a vitamin drip every 6 weeks. So I'll have intravenous, I'll have a vitamin drip. I'll have my tablets that I take, cod liver oil and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I tend to do really, which is good.
Okay, and you travel a lot with your work and with family as well.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to keep that health routine when you're away?
Well, I just take my collagen powder with me. I just take my protein powder with me. I'll take my tins of tuna with me. I'll take my tablets with me. I'll take my green juice with me.
Yeah.
So when we was in Thailand recently,
Did you take tuna to Thailand?
I took tuna to Thailand. Yeah, so I took my little pots of tuna that you get at Aldi for like 25p or something, all different flavours. I'll take my cashew nuts away with me. So I'll wherever I go, I will typically take this stuff with me and just take smaller portions of it. So then when I'm away, I'm still having my green juice. There's no excuses.
No.
You need to plan. You need to be disciplined.
Organised.
When I go away, I will, still go and exercise and get to the gym, where possible.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's good to know, because people can use that as an excuse when they're away, or I'm on holiday, I'm just going to let things slip.
Yeah.
So that's good to know that you keep all that going at the same time.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know you're very much the same, right?
Yeah.
We was in Thailand and I accidentally stood on a cat and we didn't know if the cat bit me or scratched me, and there's me in Thailand panicking that I've got rabies and I'm about to drop down dead.
Yeah.
And there you are with your oil and your tablets and your creams, and travel. I think you helped most of the people in Thailand, because most people got sick with some sort of a bug.
Yeah.
A couple of people ended up in hospital with all sorts of stuff. Poor Diari, he gets bitten by a Scorpio, and there's Hannah there to the rescue, saving his life.
Almost. Yeah, that was quite an eventful trip. Yeah, and my skills did get tested, but it was great to be able to help people and prevent people having to go to hospital or the clinic. So,
I just feel that there are, good things out there that people can do slowly but surely. And what I try to do is stay away from processed foods.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love a nugget and I will have a McDonald's, but I will limit that, and I will stay away from processed foods. I want to try and eat whole foods, single ingredient foods mixed together. And it just gives you, more energy and more focused. And the one that I believe everyone needs to stay away from, which is difficult because I love chocolate, is, and we've just done about 6 biscuits here this afternoon, but it's sugar.
Yeah.
I think
that's the big one.
I didn't realise how bad sugar was for you. And you probably know better than I do, because I know you are a real expert in this field.
Yeah, I've researched that for 12 years.
Do you want to just share some stuff then?
Yeah, I mean, there's different forms of sugar.
Right,
but,
okay.
the main type of processed sugar that we have is very, obviously, concentrated. So you get the pure sugar and you get things like fructose syrup, which is in most baked things. And, Yeah, and it's just like it's almost like cocaine for the body.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's really addictive, and sugar causes inflammation. It can age us quicker. You know, it can cause disease, and we're finding out about that. You know, and for years, fat was labelled as the issue, but good fat is good, and actually sugar is not good. We're all finding out now.
So we want good fats.
We want good fats.
Yeah.
We want healthy sugars. You know, you can still have sugars.
What's a healthy sugar?
Something more natural in moderation.
Like honey?
Yeah, as long as it's from ideally a local source,
Okay.
and ideally raw, but you have to be careful if you're pregnant or that kind of thing.
Okay.
Things like a little bit of maple syrup, some dates, even things like stevia. You know, that's from a plant. It's a very sweet tasting leaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So those, our bodies know what to do with those without going into inflammation state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I think yeah, stay away from sugars. Well,
Yeah, in moderation.
In moderation for sure.
Yeah, because otherwise
Yeah.
we feel like we're being deprived and not having any fun. So
Yeah.
it's balance, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, brilliant. So I know some people think the spiritual side is a bit woo-woo, but when I was really sick, I turned to that side and I found that just amazing things happen. So do you have any sort of spiritual
I do.
side?
I'm Catholic. I wouldn't say I'm a practicing Catholic, and I wouldn't say I'm deep religious, but I definitely believe in a higher power, and I do believe in the universe, and I believe we're all guided, and what you put out is what you get back, and I believe in a higher power that's guiding us for sure. I go through periods of meditation. I'm not the best disciplined at it, but when I do it, I feel great. So yeah, I think going on a spiritual journey is also important. Just looking at yourself and connecting with your soul and who you are is a form of spirituality. And most people are just so busy, and it's one of the reasons why I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm actually very grateful that I became a drug addict, alcoholic, because don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun. Almost lost my life a few times. That wasn't cool. Destroyed me for a long time, but it's made me who I am today, and it enabled me to go and seek help many years ago and go on a spiritual journey and find peace within myself, and today almost all the time I am absolutely at peace with who I am and what I do, and I've got a beautiful wife and I've got amazing children and a fantastic community, and I want to live until I'm at least 143. That's 100 years from now, right? And in order to do that, you've got to worry what I put in my body. I love life, and touch wood, and we don't know how long we've got, but I want to live life to the maximum fullest. I want to serve people, I want to have fun and adventure, and I want to build assets, and I want to have purpose. And in order to do that, I believe you've got to look after yourself, the mind, body, spirit, be mindful what you're putting in your body, and it's all plays a part.
Right, no, it's great to hear that, because I always believe, if we're sick, we can't help other people.
Yeah.
We can't help our families, we can't help the community. So, it's great to hear that you're working on that and you've got a really good balance.
Great.
Yeah, and then that can pass on to your students.
Yeah, have that ripple effect.
Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
Brilliant. Oh, that was a great insight. Thank you.
Great, cool.
So I've had a great time on the Dealmaker podcast today, learning more about health and wellness from Liam and how he incorporates it into his regime. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, please give us a like, a share, write some comments, and we'll see you in the next episode.